Hello, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to our live webinar for tonight. Ayan, hello and good evening. Sorry, guys, a little bit late. We still had to prepare the baby, pero andito na siya, yung yung star of the show natin. Uy, pero let me just make sure that everything here is working properly. So if you can hear me and if you can see me, please say hi. Please say good evening in the comment section down below. And let me know where you're watching from then. I just want to make sure that this is working properly. Teka lang po ah. Um, okay. So yes, if you can hear me and see me, just say hi, just say good evening in the comment section down below. Let me know where you're watching from. Thank you guys for joining us this wonderful evening. Ayan, I'm just gonna go over the comments here. Ay, ko lang yung sarili ko dito. All right. Say hi to Baby Life and say hi, guys. Say hi, Baby Life, to the audience. Ayan. So, a lot of people are sharing why you want to learn about bookkeeping, why you are here tonight, diba? And that's a very important question, diba? Why are you attending this webinar? 'Cause it's very important that you know why you're attending the webinar. If you don't know, then you won't get anything out of it, diba? Pero if you know what you're here for, if you know what you're here for, you'll be able to achieve those goals, 'di ba? Kasi alam niyo na ang goal niyo, 'di ba? Alam niyo yung direction niyo. Kung wala kayong direction, wala kayong mapuntahan. Just like if you're driving, 'di ba? If you just keep driving and wala kang direction, wala talagang destination, 'di ba? So, dapat may destination. To gain knowledge in bookkeeping for additional skills, to learn more about it, added skills and knowledge for future opportunities. Nice. To upgrade my skills. Yung sabi 7 p.m. na po. Sorry, na late ng konti. It pays to have additional skills always. Knowledge investment, additional skills. Nice. Additional skills. May audio ba? Teka lang. Ayan, may audio naman, may audio. Yes, good evening, good evening. People are saying good evening now. Good evening, everybody. Hi, Coach JD. Hi, baby. Si Baby Life po ito. You also see him on our TikTok videos in the VA Bootcamp. Kasama ko minsan. Um, so yes, good evening from Las Piñas, from Taguig, from Laguna, from Pampanga, from Quezon, from Cebu, from Davao, from Bulacan. Ayan, dami natin mga viewers. From Tarlac, Ozamis, um, from Sipalay, from Cam Norte. Hello from Midsayap. Uy, I haven't heard of that place before. Hello from Laguna. Ang dami natin mga viewers tonight. I can't read everybody. Husband is driving the motorcycle while listening. Ingat kayo ah. Just be careful din na nagda-drive pala. Dapat di ma-distract ah. So, yes, good evening everybody. Thank you for joining our bookkeeping webinar tonight. So, this is going to be a jam-packed webinar once again. We've been having a couple of webinars so far in our skills series. Last week we had our social media webinar. The week before that we had our virtual assistant skills webinar. Now, were you guys able to attend that? This is the third webinar in our skills series. Anong attendance rate nyo? Sinong first time? First time one is over 3. Sino bang 3 over 3? Sino bang perfect attendance? Just put 3 over 3, 1 over 3, or 2 over 3. Depende sa attendance. Pwede mga replay din. Pwede naman. Because we have replays din. So if you haven't attended our previous webinars, have you guys attended? If you haven't attended our previous webinars, then feel free to watch the replays. We have it on our Facebook page and on our YouTube page then. Okay, so yeah, because we have a lot of free information. We got an email nga recently na na-hire daw. May na-hire daw ng dalawang social media client. May dalawa na siyang client sa social media dahil sa webinar. Because the webinar, he was able to learn new skills and he's gotten so many learnings that naka-client siya, binabayaran na siya to do social media. So, such amazing stories that we get here. And what's important is that from these webinars, hindi lang kayo attend ng attend, pero you guys also take action. That's also very important because yun nga, no matter how much tutorials, how much knowledge we give you guys, if you don't take action, wala pa rin, di ba? Wala din, di ba? So, very important that you also take action in everything that you're learning here. Ayan, may mga first timers. Yung iba, second time, third timers. Oh, nice. Congratulations sa perfect attendance sa mga 3 over 3, right? Right, baby life? Congratulations. Yes, this is recorded. May replay after the webinar. There will be a replay both on Facebook and on YouTube then. All right. So once again, I'm very happy for you guys to be here. And if you want to share this with others, please hit that share button. Share this with your friends then, okay? Share this with others so that they'll also know about bookkeeping, about working from home as a bookkeeper. Now, we have a certificate once again, certificate of completion that you can include, that you can show to clients that you've attended the bookkeeping workshop. So here is our basics of bookkeeping workshop. I'm going to give you instructions at the end of the session on how to claim this. Can you make it colder? So yes, I'm going to give you instructions later on how to get this. I also sent the social media certificates yesterday and the VA certificates last week. So were you guys able to receive your certificates, the ones that attended our past webinars and completed the action items? May action items to guys, hindi lang kayo attend, but we want you to take action para may assurance din kami na may natutunan kayo. Hindi lang kayo attend ng attend, may matutunan kayo and you also take action. That's also very important. So we want to make sure that you do that before you just get the certificates. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. It's already 7:09. We have a number of people here. Good thing hindi kayo Filipino time, huh? Good thing hindi kayo Filipino time because you guys are here. You guys are here at the start of the webinar. Oh, yeah, nice, nice. You guys got the certificate. Good to hear. Good to hear that you got the certificate. You guys got the certificates already. Yung mga first timers, welcome sa mga first timers here. I hope you feel welcome and feel free to ask questions in the comment section. I try to answer them, pero minsan matatabunan if maraming mga comments, but I'll try my best to answer them as well. So feel free to ask them, and I'll also give you guys a couple of minutes at the end of the session for a Q&A then. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. If I don't answer them during the live, then hold them na lang sa end of the session. Uh, Already have both certificates. Nice. Sent na yung social media. If you did the action items, you should have it. If you didn't do it, then you don't get the certificate. Sorry, guys. All right. Okay. If you completed the action items but you didn't get the certificate, send us an email then, okay? But for everyone that completed the action items, we sent the certificate unless baka may na-bounce or baka may maling email address. Hmm. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with tonight's sessions. Our coverage for today, what are we talking about? We're talking about the basics of bookkeeping, di ba? This is more or less introductory lang naman because bookkeeping can get very complicated. It can get very complex din. So, basics lang tayo ngayon, di ba? So, first of all, we're going to talk about what is bookkeeping. We're going to be answering this question about what bookkeeping is. We're going to talk about bookkeeping versus accounting. Ano ba yung differences nila? We'll take a look at several reports when it comes to bookkeeping. The balance sheet, the income statement, the cash flow statement. Well, we won't be covering double entry and T accounts pala tonight, but we will be dealing with a couple of transactional workflows. And I'm going to be giving you a demo within QuickBooks din so that you won't only have yung basics of bookkeeping, but you'll also learn some basics of the QuickBooks online software. So marami kayong matutunan tonight. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you have your notes ready. Are you guys gonna take notes? Sino bang magta-take notes dito? Sige, sino bang magta-take notes? Either physical notes or wag lang mental notes ha, or digital notes. Yung mental notes, pakalimutan natin yun. So, physical notes or digital notes. Ready na ba kayo? Type in ready if you are ready so that we can go ahead and get started. If you're ready with your notebook, if you're ready with, let's say, baka may Microsoft Word kayo sa side or Notepad kayo sa side, to take notes. So, type in ready if you are ready for this. Thank you guys for sharing. Maraming nag-share din. Yung how to get the certificate, I'll tell you guys later. Later at the end. Para sure naman na you'll finish the webinar. Hindi lang yung simula tapos gawin niyo na yung kailangan, 'di ba? You should stay until the end. Okay, ready na, ready. Okay. Ready. Yung mga magno-note taking. Ready na. I take notes dito na po. Sa lapi na rin. Oh, ready. Okay. Sige, sige. You guys are ready. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, before we dive into what bookkeeping really is, it's important for us to identify na may future talaga dito sa bookkeeping. Diba? May future dito. You can get paid for it. You can earn from this. So I want to ask, sino bang existing bookkeepers dito? yung may past experience sa bookkeeping. Baka you're a bookkeeper or may experience kayo sa bookkeeping in your job, in your previous job, or baka you went to school and you learned bookkeeping there. So who here already has bookkeeping experience? Mabait talaga to si Baby. He's also going to learn about bookkeeping tonight. Right, Baby Life? You want to learn about bookkeeping? About how to count? Count muna. MDAS muna. Or addition muna. Accounting pala muna. One, 2, 3 pala muna. Sige, who here is an existing bookkeeper? Or sino mga may experience sa bookkeeping or may knowledge sa bookkeeping? Baka nag-graduate kayo sa accounting, sa bookkeeping, ganun. Sino dito? Sino dito may existing knowledge na sa bookkeeping? May sakit sa ulo. Sakit sa ulo, pero you're here pa rin to learn more about bookkeeping kahit sakit sa ulo. Sa school, yung iba sa school, sa work, baka may existing bookkeepers dito. Meron ba? BS Accountancy undergrad. Ako management accounting ako, that's why I know bookkeeping. Si Kath, si Dixies, oh, mga existing bookkeeper kayo. So, may knowledge kayo. Baka you can help if may mga questions din. Corporate accountant. Nahiya naman ako. Baka may mali ako dito, tapos you're gonna correct me. Pero basics lang naman to. So sana wala akong mali sa, sa basics of bookkeeping. Graduate, konting knowledge, MA graduate ako, MA din ako. Bookkeeping sa cooperative. Oh, dami mga bookkeepers pala. Parang na-overwhelm ako dito. Takot na ako. Kayo na mag-present, guys. Joke lang. Sige, sige. So let's establish the need for bookkeepers. First of all, how much do bookkeeper jobs pay per hour? Okay. This is for part-time, contract, or freelance bookkeepers. Pay is typically done on an hourly basis, based upon an agreed upon rate. So, according to research namin sa ZipRecruiter sa US, yung average hourly rate for a bookkeeper is ito, $19 per hour. Okay, $19 per hour. So that $19 per hour, that's around mga $3,000 per month. Almost $3,000 per month. That's mga 150,000 pesos. Okay? And this is like the average, and mostly mga average bookkeeper, mga basic lang. So, more experienced bookkeepers, they can earn mga $30 to $40 per hour. And though if you're an accountant, if you do accounting, if you do like yung ibang mga reports, if you do taxation, payroll, ganun, you can even earn as much as $75 per hour. So, malaki talaga yung kikitain dito. You know, $19 per hour, you can already earn say mga 170,000 dollars per month. But even if you earn less than that, 'di ba? Let's say 100 lang or even half of that. 60, 70,000 pesos. 'Di ba okay na 'yun? Okay na 'yun, 'di ba? For doing bookkeeping work, right? So we can see there really is an opportunity here in the bookkeeping area. And just to prove it to you, I'm going to show you some jobs that are posted in Upwork. So this is a sample job of a book of office assistant slash bookkeeping QuickBooks knowledge project based with monthly tasks. So currently set up on QuickBooks but need help getting started. Light filing, data entry, getting me caught up on a backlog of work from 2020. So 2 years worth of books kailangan niya. Day-to-day QuickBooks help. Bank account and credit card reconciliation, training on QuickBooks, must be dependable, reliable, and is good with accounting. Proficient in basic Microsoft Office. I'm a small business owner who works from home. Must be willing to work from my home. Local pala to, pero others are not local jobs. Strong organizational skills. Okay. So as you can see, there are a lot of these jobs posted. I'll show you another one here. QuickBooks Online Bookkeeping Work for an Accounting Firm. We're an accounting firm seeking a freelancer to assist with ongoing bookkeeping needs for our monthly clients. Currently, we have a need of 20 hours per month. The freelancer would work exclusively in QuickBooks Online and be responsible for coding transactions, reconciling, and saving down financials for each small business or nonprofit. Here are the qualities we are looking for in the position. Honest and trustworthy, QuickBooks Online software expert, knows how to use bank rolls, code transactions, perform journal entries as needed, and work efficiently within QBO or QuickBooks Online. Strong bookkeeping slash admin background, experience in bank statement recon, QBO accounting, attention to detail, able to multitask and project manage. So, I want to ask you guys, meron mga existing bookkeepers dito, di ba? We have a couple of people who are accountants. Can you do this work? right now? If a client was gonna say, okay, I want to hire you today, can you do this work? So just say yes or no in the comment section, especially for those that have experience na. If kaya nyo nang gawin. Itong job na to. 20 hours per month, let's say at $15. So, that's, only, so mga 5 hours per week. And that's mga 15 to 20,000 pesos for working, mga 1 hour per day. And iisipin mo, 1 hour per day ka lang magtrabaho, may 20,000 ka na. 'Di ba? So, okay na yun, 'di ba? 1 hour lang. Kung 8 hours, 160,000. Pero yung need niya is 20 hours per month lang. So, konting-konti lang. But even if you just work an hour a day, you can have an extra 20,000 pesos, 'di ba? In a job like this, right? In a job like this. Oh, yes. Oo, yung iba kaya nila gawin. Oo, yung mga yung mga may knowledge na sa QuickBooks Online, kaya nila gawin, 'di ba? So, you can even apply for jobs right now, right? A lot of you guys can apply for jobs. So, now for those of you who can't do it, 'di ba? Yung iba, they don't know how to do bookkeeping yet. That's why they're here. I know may mga existing bookkeepers and accountants, parang dito pa kayo, marunong na pala kayo. Pero it's okay, we still welcome you. Pero mostly for those that don't know about bookkeeping, I'm gonna cover the basics lang, okay? About, first of all, what is bookkeeping? Ano ba talaga yung bookkeeping? So, yung definition is, bookkeeping is the process of recording all financial transactions made by a business. Okay? Recording the financial transactions. So bookkeepers are responsible for the following. They're responsible for recording, classifying, and organizing. Okay? They record. Okay, so list it down. Classifying, which is they categorize ano ba yung mga transactions na to, and organizing it, putting it in the right reports, putting it in the right documents. Bigay ko na to sa mami niya kasi nagreklamo na. Masakit daw yung yung lights kasi may lights dito. Sige. Every financial transaction that is made through the course of business transactions, of business operations. So every single transaction they're going to record, classify, and organize. Record, make sure it's listed down, classify it. What is it, an income, expense, asset, liability, equity, or what kind it is, and organize it in the proper kind of report, basically, without getting too much detail. So, what does a bookkeeper do? Okay, what do bookkeepers do? Basically, a bookkeeper's job description generally includes ito, receiving scanned receipts. Minsan, clients, what they're gonna do is they're going to have receipts. Bye bye, baby life. They're going to have receipts. Like, di ba tayo, well, yung mga, for example, mga realtors, mga insurance agents, they always get receipts. Kung kumakain sila sa Jollibee or sa restaurants, they always get receipts because they're gonna charge it sa expense. So dito din, minsan yung mga clients natin, they want to track it for tax purposes. So they're gonna scan receipts, they're gonna send it over to you, and then your job will be to record them and categorize them and organize them, right? You can also do things like downloading transactions. Ito, yung online banking, especially sa US, sobrang convenient. Unlike sa atin, yung online banking, download mo pa yung parang statement mo, manual checking. Sa US, most of the big banks, what you can do is you can open up QuickBooks and you can download the transactions and it'll list down all the transactions na. From if you use your credit card or your debit card, automatic na. Unless kung cash. Kung cash, receipt talaga, manual tracking. Pero if you use your debit card or credit card, then you download transactions, automatic na siya. Lalabas na yun. All you have to do, na-record na siya, all you have to do is categorize it na. Diba? You'll be recording transactions in software, like yung sinabi natin. Income and outgoing, you'll be posting them to different accounts. Tracking and organizing transactions like supplies, salary, ads, and equipment, processing payments minsan to vendors. You can do online payments or even to employees minsan. Conducting daily banking activities and producing various reports like profit and loss reports, balance sheets, and statement of cash flow. Yung mga bookkeepers dito, easy yung mga ganito, yung profit and loss, balance sheet, and cash flow statement, di ba? Now, these are important tasks that bookkeepers must do because it helps the clients make decisions in their business. Most important. Well, number one, for tax purposes din, di ba? For tax purposes, but it also gives the client an assessment of how much they're making, right? And we're going to also get back to that in more detail later. I learned QuickBooks Online sa VA Bootcamp courses. Oh, that's great to hear. After this webinar, I can say I can do this. Oh, yun talaga. That's the spirit. May knowledge of QuickBooks. Wala pa akong... Don't worry if wala pang knowledge of QuickBooks. We're gonna cover it a little bit tonight, and I'm gonna show you how you can kind of, uh, in the future, also get more knowledge of QuickBooks. Choppy ba ako or dito lang sa replay ko? Let me pause my, my playback. Kasi baka choppy. Sige. Okay. So proper bookkeeping helps our clients answer the following questions. Okay. First of all, how much money am I really making? Because a lot of businesses, they buy things, they sell things, they make payments, they receive money, but they don't really know how much they're making. Right? They're making something. Or minsan yung ibang business, they don't even know that they're losing money. Na have you tried? I know a lot of us have tried mga business lang, 'di ba? Especially mga online selling, yung mga ganun. And sometimes we have to ask, kumikita ba ako dito? Have you experienced that? Type in experience if you've experienced that before na parang may pinasukan ka na business, pero dami mong gastos. 'Di ba? May benta ka, pero ang dami mong gastos. Yung iba, yung mga mango float, yung mga cookies, yung benta online, oh, may benta naman, pero ang daming gastos. Tapos, when they make the recipe, may mali pa, di ba? So, you have to do it again. Tapos, you have to spend time with it. Sige, type experience if you've experienced this before and on yourself. Now, you don't know how much money am I really making. Oo, na-experience daw. Oo, di ba? Second question is, how much should I pay? How much can I afford to pay sa marketing? How much can I afford to pay, for example, sa ads? Bookkeeping will help clients answer that question. How much can you afford to pay employees? Di ba? And do I have enough to invest? Di ba? Because when you know how much you're making, you know how much you can pay employees, you know if you can hire people, you know if may budget ka para marketing, di ba? And you know if you have enough money left over to invest in better equipment, to invest in the future, di ba? Okay, mga experience, di ba? Usually, marami naman sa atin nag-try ng business lang, di ba? Sideline. And then, yun nga, we don't know if we're really making money. So, proper bookkeeping will help our clients answer that question. Okay, so when it comes to tracking cash flow and transactions, now bookkeepers are in charge of tracking transactions, right? They're in charge of recording, of organizing, recording, classifying, organizing, diba? So we have very important for business owners, money coming in, money coming out, right? And then there's money that we own, sarili nating pera, money owed to us, and money owed to others. Okay. Now, for those of you that already know bookkeeping and accounting, you know that these three things. Teka lang, I'll turn my laser pointer here. These three things on top. This refers to well, statement of cash flows. But for a lot of businesses, this refers also to yung income statement nila. Diba? Here, this refers to the balance sheet. We'll get into that more detail. If you're confused, don't worry. I'll talk about that a little bit. But that's basically ito, cash flow, or for some businesses that are using cash basis, is also their income statement, and this is the balance sheet for a lot of businesses then. Sige. So before we go any further, I want to quickly differentiate bookkeeping versus accounting. Me po, online seller, kahit ano, di ba? Kahit ano binibenta natin, pero minsan may mga stocks tayo na hindi nabenta, di ba? Minsan, tapos may storage pa, ganun, and hindi natin alam if we're making money. I've experienced that with some things na pinapasukan ko, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have also tried that then. Okay, let's look at bookkeeping versus accounting. What's the difference between these two? Now, bookkeeping, it's the record-keeping process of tracking your finances. While accounting, it's the process of compiling account info and analyzing data. So yung keyword dito is tracking. When you're bookkeeping, you're tracking the finances, you're tracking income, you're tracking expenses. Dito sa accounting, you're analyzing, you're compiling, and you're analyzing. Okay, yung bookkeepers are tracking. Accountants, they look at the data and they make conclusions, di ba? So, sa bookkeeping, they maintain and balance account, and accounting, analyze with it, analyze overall health of finances by reviewing records. Yung mga trends, yung mga predictions, ganun. Bookkeepers record your business's daily transactions and generate data. They record data the same way every time. Paulit-ulit lang. Every single transaction na, let's say, may monthly transaction ka, same way. It's done the same way every time. Pero accountants, they verify recorded data about financial activities. They turn data into statements. They give the bigger picture, not just the day-to-day, pero bigger picture. Bookkeeping is about keeping accurate records, while accounting is about making financial forecasts. Okay? Making financial forecasts about based on the record. So, they look at the future, di ba? Yung mga accountants. Bookkeepers, they categorize documents for income tax return, while accountants, they're the ones who prepare. Okay? So, bookkeepers, parang they categorize the documents. Accountants are the ones that prepare. They're the ones that submit the ITRs, the income tax returns. Bookkeepers, they post yung tinatawag nating debits and credits. Accountants, they do adjusting entries. So yung mga kailangan i-adjust, yung mga mali ng bookkeepers, accountants fix it. When bookkeepers make mistakes, they review all the data and say, teka lang, may mali dito. Bookkeepers can sometimes fix that, pero accountants, they can usually do it better. Yung mga adjusting entries, di ba? Bookkeepers, bookkeeping is the foundation of finances. You call bookkeepers when you need help keeping your books, when you need help keeping record of transactions. Accounting takes care of higher level processing. You call them when you need help making sense of your financial statement. Okay, so there is a difference here. A lot of people think, and I want to differentiate this because a lot of people think na, ay, pareho lang yun. Pareho lang yung bookkeeping tsaka accounting. Pero, as you can see here, there's a difference. Can you guys see the difference ba? Type the word difference if you can see the difference. If clear sa inyo ngayon, yung difference between bookkeeping and accounting. Because ako dati, before I went into it, akala ko same lang yun, yung bookkeeping and accounting. Until I learned, of course. I studied bookkeeping and accounting, so I learned the difference. Pero I'm sure a lot of you had that assumption din na, ay, pareho lang yun, bookkeeping and accounting. Pero here, with this description, can you guys see the difference? So type in difference if you can really see the difference so that I know. And if you have any questions, let me know din. Baka may questions kayo. Baka na-confused pa kayo. Let me know if na-confused kayo so that we can make sure. Because I want to make sure that you guys understand this. That bookkeeping and accounting are different. So that you don't apply for accounting jobs by accident na bookkeeping lang alam nyo. Pero take note, sometimes clients, yung mga business owners, they don't know the difference din. Baka they'll say, I'm looking for an accountant, pero yung kailangan nila bookkeeper lang pala. Diba? So it's also important for you to take note na mga business owner minsan they don't know the difference. They didn't go through this webinar, diba? So they also might be confused. But based on the job description, you can identify, ay, bookkeeper lang man kailangan ni client, hindi naman accountant yung hinahanap niya. Yeah, so you can do that. Okay, big difference. Oh, there really is a big difference. So good, you guys can see the difference. Just making sure na hindi confusing sa inyo. Difference. Bookkeeping is more record, accounting is more analysis, exactly. More on data entry, accounting is more on analyzing reports. Oh, tama. Makaiba talaga sila. Oh, good to hear. Confused. And Lilia, what question do you have? Okay. What question do you have? When it comes to this. So I'll give a quick example siguro. I'll give an example of like personal bookkeeping, 'di ba? Personal bookkeeping is, let's say every day I eat in Jollibee. Diba? I don't do that, just to let you guys know. Pero for example, every day kumakain ako sa Jollibee. Bookkeepers, what they're gonna do is they're going to say, okay, Sir Jason, ito yung lahat ng expenses mo. Ito yung gastos mo sa Jollibee. Diba? For the past month, this is how much you spent in Jollibee. Pero accountants, what they're gonna do is analyze the data. And they can tell me, Sir Jason, I noticed na every time you go into Jollibee, you're eating more and more. Dati, one rice. Tapos naging double rice. Tapos naging triple rice. So, based sa analysis namin sa trending mo, by next month, 4 rice na kakainin mo. 4 na rice every single time you go to Jollibee. And they can say, okay, ito yung expenses mo, forecasted expenses next month. They can parang predict based on the trends, based on past behavior. Bookkeepers, they're just gonna tell us, ito yung gastos mo for the past year. Ganun. Gets ba? I hope that clarifies that a little bit. Of course, it's a basic example, pero at least hopefully you can see the difference there. Some clients are looking for bookkeeper pero pinapagawa na yung pang-accountant. Oo. Accounting is a cycle hanggang prep ng financial statement. So, minsan yung mga bookkeepers pina-prep pa rin. Yeah, that's usually an accountant's job. Tama ba ako? Tama ba kung ano ang nagawa ng ni bookkeeper saka mag-start si accounting? Oh, usually the accountants when the bookkeeper's job ends, that's when the accountant job begins. Very good, Angeli. Na, sige, bookkeeper, they're gonna record everything, they're gonna categorize everything. Pagkatapos, that's when the accountant will go in, they'll analyze the data, they will create reports, and they're going to create mga forecasts, yung mga ganun. Okay, so when the bookkeeper's job ends, the accountant's job begins. Pero an accountant, sometimes accountants do both roles. They do both bookkeeping and accounting at the same time. Diba? Pero yeah, if you want to differentiate, the accounting starts when the bookkeeper job ends. Okay, loud and clear, sabi. Okay, good to hear, good to hear. So moving forward, we're gonna get a little technical here. So I hope it's not too confusing naman. So we'll get a little technical here. We'll start with what we call yung balance sheet account. So what I mean here is that we're gonna take a look at how we categorize different transactions. 'Di ba? Sabi ko kanina, kumakain ako sa Jollibee. So record, Jollibee, 50 pesos, 60 pesos, Jollibee, 70 pesos. It's all recorded. Pero how do you categorize it? How do you put it into the right category? So first of all, we're going to talk about the different categories when it comes to transactions. Let's take a look at what we call the balance sheet accounts. And by these accounts, we mean these are the different categories we're looking at. Okay, so the main, parang the broad categories, yung mga malaking categories dito when it comes to balance sheets are assets, liabilities, and equity. Okay, you're going to hear this a lot. Assets, liabilities, and equity. And I know this may be confusing for some people. I hope na, I won't go over it so much. I won't repeat it, but you can watch the replay. So if you're confused, watch the replay, please. So we don't really take too much time here. Pero yun, assets, liabilities, and equity. Assets are what you have. Okay? Liabilities are what you owe. Of course, there's a longer explanation, but to make it simple, what you have, liabilities are what you owe. Equity is what you're worth. Okay? So what's the difference there? Diba? What's the difference there? Mawala-wala ang signal. Teka lang. My broadcasting is okay naman daw. Teka lang. Let me yung sa iba, mawala-wala ba ang signal? Mawala-wala ba yung signal or is it okay ba? Because if the signal is bad, I'm gonna do something pero it's gonna be a little bit harder. So let me know if it's smooth or not smooth. Sige. Yung Zoho at QuickBooks pa ba ay same lang. Ibang company pero they do the same thing. Zoho accounting, there's QuickBooks, there's Xero, there's all accounting software. Peachtree din, there's different accounting software pero all doing recording, categorizing, and organizing data. That's all that they do. Hindi naman. Okay, say good to hear. Good to hear. Okay, so baka sa internet nyo lang po for those that are having issues. Okay, so what's the difference between ito? Ito yung a lot of people get confused, especially when it comes to assets and equity. Diba? Isn't what you have what you're worth? Diba? A lot of people think, okay, I have 50,000 pesos. That's what I have. Equity, I'm worth 50,000 pesos. Diba? But that's not always the case. And let me give you an example here. Okay, let's say I'm going to buy a new computer. Okay? Yung bagong MacBook Pro M1 Max, 10-core CPU, 32-core GPU, 32 gigs unified memory, 1 terabyte SSD storage. Kinuha ko lang yung pinakamahal na MacBook. That's what I got. Hindi pala. This isn't the most expensive pala. Meron pang mas mahal nito. But I got like a super expensive one. And then, let's say, okay, I want to buy this MacBook. Ang ano lang, pang Facebook lang. Mag-Facebook ako. 206,990 pesos. Diba? And I want to ask you, who here has 206,990 pesos? And even if you had that amount of money, would you spend it all on a MacBook Pro? What would we do? What do you, if we don't have enough money, pero we want to buy something? What is it that we usually do? We want to buy something pero kulang yung pera. Ano, what is it that we usually do? Sige. I know sa mga cellphone, this is very popular in cellphone na yung mga bagong lumabas ng iPhone pero kulang yung pera ko. 'Di ba yung bagong iPhone, yung Max parang naka 100,000 nata. 'Di ba yung best, yung highest tier nila tapos wala kang 100,000, anong gagawin mo? Pero gusto mo yung cellphone na yun. 'Di ba? Never po para Facebook lang, pang Facebook lang po. Hindi naman pang Facebook lang tong 206,000 peso laptop. Kasi pwede ka naman cellphone na 10,000 pesos, pwede na pang Facebook yun. Okay naman gastos ng ganito. Loan, di ba? What a lot of people do is they do home credit. Di ba? Ngayon, home credit or credit card, right? So, when you buy it, di ba? When you buy it, let's say, okay, I'm gonna buy this laptop. I'm going to use home credit. Um, I have it. I have possession of the laptop. Nasa akin na yung laptop. Pero do I fully own it? 'Di ba? That's the question there. So, if we go by this definition, balik tayo sa definition dito. Assets are what you have, liabilities are what you owe, equity is what you're worth, right? Okay. If we just look at this laptop, 'di ba? And then I buy it with home credit. I have some cash, 'di ba? Pero most nito is home credit. Is this laptop an asset? Itong laptop na to. Let's say I'm going to use it for my business, 'di ba? I'm going to start a bookkeeping business, bookkeeping freelancing business, and I buy this laptop. Actually, don't buy this laptop if you're doing bookkeeping lang. You can buy a very good laptop for let's say 50,000 pesos. Wag naman yung 200,000. Pwede nga 30,000 kung 20, 30,000 kung budget. Pero if you like if you want like the best na or very good, very good performance, yung 50,000, 60,000 okay na yun. Okay. So, is this an asset? Yes, it's an asset. This laptop is an asset. Right? The laptop itself is an asset. Diba? Oh, well, I should have asked this earlier. Do you have 206K? No. Diba? So how can you buy it? Diba? We said with home credit. Now, let's say I have cash of 50,000 pesos. Diba? So what I did is I have cash of 50,000 pesos. Okay? I took a loan of 160,990 pesos. My value is how much? How much am I worth? Okay? How much is this worth right now? Okay? How much value is there in the laptop? Okay? The value in the laptop is the equity. Okay, the equity here is only 50,000 pesos. Okay, so what I used to buy this laptop was cash of 50,000 and a loan of 156,990. In the end, in the end, I have an asset. Actually, what I can do here, teka lang, let me add another slide pala dito para ano. I think it's better if I add this slide here. One moment. Sorry for the delay. So what I have in the end is a laptop of 206. I'm just gonna write K. A loan of 156K and equity of 50K. Cash is zero. Sige, sige. Let me continue the slideshow from here. And then make sure it's displaying properly. Okay, so in the end, oy, ito, I have zero cash. I have a laptop worth 206K, but I have a loan of 156K. So yung value na lang, what my value is 50K. The laptop is not the liability. Okay? It's separate. You have a laptop, pero you also have a liability. Okay, so just want to clarify that. Equity is what's remaining, diba? And then there's a formula there: assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity, right? So if we said here assets, liabilities, and equity, and yes, assets is liabilities plus equity. That's actually the next slide. So total assets, what you have is equivalent to the amount of what you owe and what you're worth. Okay, so if we go back to the laptop example, the assets are 260,000, 206,000 total assets. Liabilities, 156,000. Equity is 50,000. Diba? So if you add the liability and the equity, 156 plus 50, you get the amount of the assets you have. Okay, I know this is a bit technical. It might be a bit confusing. I'm sorry, we won't really go over it so much. But take note that, yun nga, to obtain assets, you either, so in if you make it simple, to obtain assets, you either use your own money or use other people's money. Okay, you have all these assets. A business has equipment, they have cars, they have property, and to obtain those assets, what they did is they either used their own money or other people's money. Of course, that's a very simple explanation. Um, especially when we come into retained earnings and income and stuff like that. Pero at the core of things, that's something you have to understand. Okay? Yes, there's I won't go into too much detail once again because it can get very confusing. And this is an example of balance sheets here, of a balance sheet. So on the left, we see, and baka may magalit yung mga accountants dito with how much I'm simplifying this, and you might find mistakes with it. You can type it in the comments, but yeah, I'm just trying to simplify it as much as possible. So here's an example of a balance sheet of a company. So on the left, we have all the assets. This is cash, accounts receivable, meaning money that is owed to us, yung may utang sa atin, accounts receivable, inventory ng products nila, prepaid expenses, we won't go into that, investment. So we have total current assets, yung mga um, current assets, and we also have land, buildings, equipment, yung depreciation, that's also deducted here. We also have what we call intangible assets. I won't explain what those things are right now. But you can see we have total assets for 472,100. And then on the right side, we have the liabilities here. Accounts payable, so yung utang natin. Notes payable, that's utang pero naka-note, yung parang naka-bank note. Accrued expenses, deferred revenue, 47,000. Plus we have long-term debt na 200,000. So total liabilities is 247,000. Yung equity is yung value. So yung stocks, yung capital, yung retained earnings, and may deduction dito for treasury stock. So dito we have, if you total the liabilities and total the equity, yung labas nito is 472,100, which is equal to the assets here. Okay? So as you can see, may utang dito to buy this buildings and equipment. Grabe yung land, 24,000 lang. You to buy this buildings and improvements, the company probably used this long-term debt. Diba? You can see it here. Um, and then they have other utang pa rin that they use for other purposes. So their liabilities was 247. I don't have pala yung ano, yung equity lang. Yung equity is mga 235,000 or 225,000. Here, that's the equity. If you add the liabilities and equity, you will get the assets. So yeah, we have that formula here. And this is just an example of a balance sheet. To be a bookkeeper, it's good if you can really understand this and get into this in depth this more. Okay, there's a whole accounting class. I won't really get into this right now. Sorry, guys. So a balance sheet, as you can see, I showed you the balance sheet, and what does it do? It shows the company's total assets, how these assets are financed, either with debt, either with utang or equity. Either we used home credit or used our own money, basically. It can also refer to as a statement of net worth or a statement of financial position. Okay. The balance sheet provides a snapshot of a company's financials as of a particular date. So usually we have balance sheet as of a certain date, lahat ng assets that we own, lahat ng utang natin as of this date, lahat ng equity or value natin as of this date. So um, now let's go into the definition of what an asset is. I know kind of we're jumping back and forth because I wanted to use the example first to kind of give you an idea. But what are assets? So assets, the definition is assets are anything valuable that the company owns, whether it's equipment, land, buildings, or intellectual property. When you look at assets, you're trying to answer a simple question: how much do I have? So if something has value and you own it, it's an asset. So yung laptop kanina, it has value and you technically you own it. That's an asset. Kahit may utang ka, you still have ownership of the laptop. Assets include accounts receivable. So yung may mga utang sa'yo, yung cash, inventory, yung mga goods, property, plant, and equipment, and buildings, any tools, and so on. Okay, so there's so many other assets, but basics, these are like some of the basic assets. Okay. What are liabilities? Okay, liabilities is utang, diba? It's something a person or company owes, usually a sum of money. Liabilities are settled over time through the transfer of economic benefits, including money, goods, or services. So usually money, sometimes it's goods or services that's being transferred in. Liabilities are a vital aspect of a company because they are used to finance operations and pay for large expansions. Yung mga big companies, they always have liabilities because they need to do that to, like, if you buy million peso equipment, diba? Usually you have to take a loan for that. You can't really use your own. You can't just use cash. And it's also bad. Even if you have cash, companies still use loans. They can make transactions between businesses more efficient. Okay, so that's what liabilities are. Okay, some examples of liabilities: accounts payable, utang, current debt or note payable. So, utang pa rin to. Okay, pero iba yung term nila, 'di ba? It's a note payable, so naka-note siya. Parang IOU. And we also have bonds payable. So, if you've heard about yung mga business bonds, parang ganun, it's also like a note payables. Utang pa rin to. Okay, but it's just another kind of utang. Okay, I won't get into detail of that, pero just know it's another kind of utang pa rin. All right, so equity. What is equity? Equity is the amount that shows how the company has been financed with the help of common shares and preferred shares. Equity is also called share capital, shareholders' equity, stockholders' equity, or net worth. On your balance sheet, it's calculated using equity equals assets minus liabilities. So with equity, we have capital, the value of funds that the owners have invested in the company. When a company is first formed, shareholders typically put in cash. Shareholders or owners, ganun. Retained earnings. So yung retained earnings is the income that the company decides to keep. That's retained earnings. Over a period, a company may pay out dividends from its net income. So yung sa stocks, ganun, they pay out dividends. So yung retained earnings yung naiwan doon. Okay. So those are the three balance sheet statements: assets, liabilities, and equity. Next, let's go over the income statement. Income statement accounts. Those were the balance sheet statement accounts. Now we have the income statement accounts. To start off, I'm just going to show you an income statement over here. Very simple income statement here. We have revenue or income, otherwise known as income. We have expenses here, gains, losses. We also have net income. So from sales, 35,800. From doing trainings, 5,000. So total revenue, 40,800. And then expenses, procurement, mga purchases, wages, rent, interest, transportation, utilities. We have total expenses here. And then we have gains, income from selling a van, losses from consumer lawsuit, yun. And then we have the net income over here. Okay, so it's important to realize that equipment is not considered an expense. When you buy a laptop, that's not an expense. That's an asset. Okay. But what we call the depreciation every year, diba, the value of your laptop will go down. And that decrease in value, that's the expense. Okay, because for some people it can get confusing, okay, as to what is an asset and what an expense is. Okay. So once again, when you buy equipment, when you buy like computers, computers and mga cars and so on, those are assets. Those are not expenses. But the depreciation of that is an expense. Uh, Question for you guys here: if I buy 100 ball pens, is that an asset or is that an expense? Okay, so especially if you've gone through accounting, but for a lot of people it's gonna be confusing. Ano ba yan? Is that an asset or is that an expense? Okay, and why? You're gonna discuss it in the comments.